Wheeling Plan Commission meeting for Thursday, April 27, 2017 is called to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner Planova?
Here.
Commissioner Creech?
Present.
Commissioner Dorban?
I'm here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Powers is here. Commissioner Zangara? Here. Chairman Rafato?
Here. Brooke, any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Number 5, citizen concerns and comments. This time, anyone wishing to speak on items other than those on our items for review, please come forward. Okay, number 6, consent item, docket number SCBA 17-21, Kitamura Machinery, 78 East Century Drive, appearance approval of wall signs. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dorban, second by Commissioner Johnson. Mr. Secretary.
Commissioner Dorban?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Planova?
Yes.
Commissioner Creech?
Yes.
Commissioner Powers votes yes. Commissioner Zangara?
Yes.
Chairman Rafato?
Yes. Items for review, docket number 2017-4. Wheeling Town Center, 351 West Dundee Road. Variation from Title 21 signs regarding required setback of a development sign. Mr. Secretary.
2017-4 WTC LLC contract owner is seeking a variation from Title 21 signs, the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 21-06 signs in commercial industrial districts, Section 21.06.500 permitted signs, subsection D development signs, number 4 location, and associated sections to reduce the required setback of a development sign for the Wheeling Town Center development at 351 West Dundee Road, Wheeling, Illinois. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Brooke, any?
I have no comment.
Is petitioner here? Hi there.
Yeah, I'm Luke Sabenta.
If you could raise your right hand.
Yep.
Do you swear the testimony you give tonight to be the truth?
I do.
Okay, and again, I'm sorry for interrupting
No problem.
you. Your name and business address?
Luke Sabenta. I'm with Newmark Grubb Knight Frank. Here on behalf of the owner, Lindmark Group, and the developer of the project, requesting a variance in that setback, simply to move the leasing sign that we have proposed closer to the street to create maximum visibility for our leasing efforts for the project. So that's our request. The sign to be located, as you can see on the aerial here, on Dundee and North Gate.
Okay, great. Thank you. Commissioner Johnson?
I had no issues with this, sir.
Commissioner Blanova?
I have no issues with this either.
Commissioner Powers?
So with this variation here, if the fence were to come down, they would not have to move the sign. Is that correct? So what we're approving is permanent. If the fence comes down, that sign stays there. Is that right?
That's correct, that if the fence did come down, however, this type of sign is temporary in its nature. It's a development sign only, it's not a permanent sign. It usually has a life as long as the construction project, which, while the project is under construction, it will be fenced off.
And how long is the fence going to stay up? Do you know? Does anybody know?
Just said.
During
Yes. Go ahead. No, yes, the duration of the construction. So obviously our goal on the development is to have everything occur as fast as possible. But for the leasing efforts of the project, this is crucial for our marketing, for what we have left as far as retail and the users in the development are concerned that we're targeting.
And if the fence weren't there, you would still come back for a variation to have it moved closer to the street?
No. I think moving it to where we're proposing is a location that would be suitable without having to move it.
Okay, I have nothing else.
Commissioner Dorban?
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Just tell Brad that he gets 2 demerits for not showing up.
I will.
Commissioner Zangara?
this fence, this sign will still be behind the fence, right? It's just gonna be a...
Yeah, and it's elevated to be visible above the
Okay.
fence, so that's,
My only suggestion would be, I see it's almost, what, 16 feet?
it's 6 feet, yeah, in the air from the
then-
bottom, so, because the fence is 6 feet, so we want to obviously have that sight line.
So, I mean, I would just make sure that it's braced correctly too, because
Yeah.
you know the winds we get here, so otherwise I have nothing.
Yeah,
So-
no, absolutely. For our sake, yes.
So that's all I had.
Appreciate that.
Commissioner Creech?
I have no problem with it.
Great. And as well as me, I have nothing.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. I think somebody else got it. Somebody else got it.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Zangara. I make the decision who seconded it. They both did, but
No, that's why I pointed that way.
Mr. Secretary?
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Zangara?
Yes.
Commissioner Dorban?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonova?
Yes.
Commissioner Creech?
Yes.
Commissioner Powers votes yes. Chairman Nafato?
Yes. Thank you. We'll have something for you to sign. Your motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Sir, if you can come up here and sign these two sheets. Right there. Another lefty, we do everything right.
Oh, very good. I've never heard that one before.
And that's your copy.
First time I've heard that.
Docket number PC 17-6, Gulf, 14 North Elmhurst Road, minor site plan and appearance approval of facade modifications. Brooke?
I would invite the petitioner to come forward.
Good evening.
Good evening. If you could give your name and business address.
George Bedoya, address 3645 West Irving Park Road, Chicago, Illinois. Sign Studio, USA.
Mary, you need the last name spelling, please?
Bedoya, Bedoya.
Great, thank you. So if you could describe what you're going to be doing?
On the existing canopy, as is, those colors that you see up on the screen would be what's now to be changed to that. So there's no alterations. The only thing is, on the golf sign would be illuminated on the corner, and those are the golf, that's the golf branding, the imaging.
And then what are you doing with the pumps?
The pumps, they're going to be changed from the Phillips 66, the pumps that were before. They're going to have the branding for golf as well. So if you see maybe you could see like one of those with the globe, the golf globe, their branding
Yep.
as well. And the gas station will be power washed, be cleaned, and be repainted to white. Whatever's white will be painted white, so it'll look nice and clean looking.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Is that you in the picture up there?
Yeah, that's him. He likes.
Commissioner Zangara?
Thank you. Is there any plans in the future? I don't know. I know when they used to have a big corner sign, right? Is there?
That
We
corner
approved
sign, it's already been approved,
Okay.
and it's
I
going to have
just
the
wondered-
golf image as well.
With pricing and stuff on it?
That's
Okay.
correct, with the LED sign.
And then the golf that you said lit up, is it all flat, or is that golf actually?
It's like a 3D,
So-
it's three-dimensional, but it's
Okay.
a flat sign, but it comes from corporate. It's got a little bubble to it.
Okay.
Not much.
Besides that, you answered the questions
Not
about
this.
painting, cleaning everything up.
That's
and-
correct. We're going to power wash everything, clean everything up, and whatever needs painting, we're going to paint the islands and make everything look nice and crisp.
And around the car wash, there will be no branding on that, just the blue and white?
Just the blue and white, that's correct.
Okay. I have no further questions. I think it's going to look nice. Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you. Getting back to the illuminated part of the sign, just the golf logo sticks out a little bit, and there's lighting behind it?
That's
is that
correct,
right?
there's LED behind there.
Okay, so it comes
Low
out
voltage.
a couple
Yeah,
inches?
I'd say about 4.5 inches.
Okay. All right. Brooke, when the sign came to us, I had a question about the curbing changes because I don't know if that is considered a site plan change that needed any attention?
The changes that have been already completed, are you talking about? Or that?
For
you
where,
believe-
around the sign, has that change been done? It seemed like
No
on
work
the-
has been recently done, I know that.
Yeah, because doesn't the curbing have to change?
I sent the plan to the engineering division and they didn't have any.
They had no, and the fire department didn't
Right,
see any
they are
problems?
they also reviewed it to make sure that the fire truck would have access around the canopy with the placement of the new sign, and they had no concerns.
Okay. You had plans for that on file, though? I mean,
Oh, just the plans that
just the
you
landscape?
saw.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay, no further questions.
Commissioner Powers.
We're looking at the canopy. Is the word golf, is that lit?
That's correct, it is.
Okay, so that's out. So that's a decal also, right?
Well, no, that's, it's called a pan face, what we refer to. Behind it, there's LED lights, and it's just, it's three-dimensional. It's a three-dimensional sign, but it doesn't protrude as much as like 4.5 inches from the actual canopy itself.
So I guess the thing is, if we're putting vinyl around there, but this part is lit, I don't know, is that, to me, that sounds like it's a sign and not per se, that part of it is a sign and it's not all vinyl per se to me.
It could be either or. The branding for golf, they either you could have it just flat and just vinyl, or it could be raised letters. So
Right.
it could be either.
What's in the plan that you're seeing appears as vinyl, and that's the description in the petitioner's application. And that, because it appears as a logo on that canopy, was considered decorative and not a sign per se. If it's projecting and illuminated, I would then say it is a sign and it needs further documentation.
So is it
section
projecting
plan.
or is it not projecting?
We could do it flat and not have it illuminated and just keep it as a vinyl, like it's originally been described on your documents. So everything that you see there would be just flat vinyl with those colors exactly like what's up there right now.
Well, I guess, excuse me, Commissioner
Yeah, no
Powers.
problem.
I guess, wouldn't you want to talk to your petitioner before you make that decision? Because that could be, I mean, it would have to come back to us as a sign, but are there any restrictions with what's there now? I mean, with that sign, we couldn't approve anything that's lit like that tonight, but there would not be any type of variation needed for that, right? It would just be a sign.
Right.
Yeah. So we can approve just a decal?
That's correct. Just a decal, we'll just keep it simple, keep it flat, and that's pretty much it.
And not lit?
And
Not lit. We'll just have the actual pylon sign that's already been approved, we'll have that one lit.
Go ahead, Commissioner Powers.
Have you used this vinyl type of application on other structures? You did say you were from a sign company, correct?
Yes, absolutely, we do it all the time. We do it
And
for
is-
Mobile, we do it for Midwest, we do it for several gas stations.
Okay, and that's sturdy, it doesn't peel or fade or anything like
No,
that?
once it's up, it's not coming down. It's a vinyl application that goes on the aluminum facade of that canopy.
Okay,
And
so,
once
and
it-
how
once
does
it-
that adhere to the canopy? I'm just curious.
Once it's adhered, it's not coming down. The power, what we do first, we do is a power wash. We clean it, and then we wipe it down with alcohol. And then we apply that substrate to the existing canopy. And it's, just think about it like a huge bumper sticker, you know? That's pretty much what it is.
And the existing canopy is not lit right now, correct?
No, it's not lit, sir.
What about the Phillips 66 emblem on the canopy? Is that lit right now?
Yes, it is.
See, I'm questioning, I don't know, I may want to see that on the canopy lit, but the sign is so close, I don't know what to say. So, I mean, that's the only thing I say, I may want to see the logo lit on the canopy. That's all I'm saying. I really have nothing else right now.
Commissioner Doran.
Well, what's being proposed, or what's in our packet, was not a lighted sign. So I guess I'm going to refer to staff and say, is there a precedent being set that we should bring this back if they want it lighted? Or is that not necessarily an issue?
If they want to illuminate a sign here, yes, they need to come back. However, what's being proposed tonight does not require a sign permit, it just requires appearance approval.
Right, because it's not lighted.
Right,
If they choose to have it lighted, then they would have to come back.
right.
So you could approve this tonight, and then if they go back and decide they want to just do the lighted option, they would just submit a sign application.
Got it. Okay. Now, in our packet, it says the reopening, but you are the original owner, aren't you? You're the original. That's what I remembered.
Let me tell you one thing besides this.
Come
If you
to the
can talk
microphone,
into the
please.
microphone.
The reason, the purpose of changing Phillips to Golf, because Phillips do not have a product in this market share. So it's very, very tough to buy the fuel. For, no matter what it is, Phillips got to go, because we always have a problem finding a product. Phillips is basically, their terminal, they're pulling out of here, just for you guys to know that, And Gulf does have a good image, good product, and they're coming up Midwest. They're very heavy in East Coast. Probably you guys know. That's why, we're changing the brand. It's got to look very pretty. Their image is very good.
I guess my point was that there is no change in ownership, correct?
No,
Yeah, that's what
no
I thought.
changes on it.
That's what I remembered. Okay, that's my only concern. There was if they want it lighted, they should make another proposal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Blanova.
I have only one question. Just to confirm, you're not changing the pumps, right? You're not changing those?
Pumps only, when we got in there 40 years ago, we put brand-new pumps. Those are the brand-new pumps. We might change the islands, it looks nice, pretty when we do all this thing.
Got
You
it.
guys got to understand, that's our business, is a nice corner that is a presentation
Yes, it
for
is.
the village.
Yes, it is. Will you work on that stand on their pump? The one that we see on the picture, it's a little
Yes,
bit up.
absolutely.
It will be
Yeah, when we change this, naturally, the islands is going to repair. It's going to be like stainless steel island.
Got it. I don't
Yeah.
have any other questions.
Great. Commissioner Creech.
I think what you're doing is fine. I was just wondering if corporate has any plans in the future of of completely upgrading the station, since this is one of the first ones in our area.
Once we do that, that's going to look nice. That's upgraded. You know, we spent a lot of money when we took over about 4 years ago, if you guys recall that I gave me.
Yes, but again, is corporate looking to do any upgrades possibly in the future? Now that they're coming here?
The corporate, you know, we do golf, you know, we have a contract with the golf. The corporate, yes, they will provide all the materials and everything. Yeah, they are spending a lot of money through us. Yes.
Thank you.
So, sir,
George.
so right now, Brooke, can you go back to the, how it looks now? So right now, the Phillips 66 that's on the awning, it faces east, and that's lit. But the sign that you're putting up, the Gulf, actually then faces south, like that. So what are you going to do with that space where the Gulf sign is at? You're just going to take it down, you assume it's solid underneath there?
Just remove it.
Just remove it. So you would have had to have put lighting behind this Gulf sign?
Correct.
Correct, okay. And you don't want to consult with the petitioner and come back and say, yeah, we want that lit?
If they decide they want it lit, we'll come back and we'll sign an application and we'll proceed
Okay.
that way.
All right, so can we make sure that that it is just going to be the wrapping, it's not going to be illuminated? Because I don't want to have to drive by there one time and see it illuminated, and then it come back and say, oh, well, we did, you know, so, I don't know how I can do that?
Well, the docket before you is for minor site plan and appearance only.
Okay,
If they were to put a sign that is a separate structure, that requires a CBA approval.
okay, all right, I'm good. So this wrapping is like what you see on cars nowadays?
Correct.
That wrap?
Same, yeah, 3M.
Yeah, they wrap a car with advertising.
Same scenario.
They're wrapping cars now
They are.
clear to prevent rock
paint,
damage
yeah.
and paint, yeah. They're wrapping the
Yeah, we
cars.
do that all the time.
Do you really?
Wrap vehicles, yes.
Cool. With advertising.
Correct.
I should think about advertising myself or something. You know, so, okay. So does anyone else have any other questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
One quick one.
Yes.
Do you plan on having the Gulf logo on the east side too?
No, just on that side.
Just on the
as
one
you see
side.
there, that's all.
Okay.
You do have the big illuminated sign that's going to be there.
Right.
And you think about it, I was thinking the same thing. The Phillips 66 was actually only on one side
Yeah.
too.
And I thought they would just repeat this,
Yeah, yeah.
so the Gulf logo would be near the car wash.
Yeah. Okay, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Zangara. Mr. Secretary?
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Zangara?
Yes.
Commissioner Dorban?
Yes.
Commissioner Powers votes yes. Commissioner Bonova?
Yes.
Commissioner Creech?
Yes.
Chairman Rafato?
Yes. Good luck, you'll have something to sign. So you're the Gulf, this Gulf is the only one that's in the northwest suburbs or Illinois?
It's in, the only one in Illinois that I saw on the website.
There's a lot of them coming in? Oh,
They used to be around here.
Yeah. So we're in a pipeline of half of it.
if you just sign those, oops. One copy for you, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with your, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ready for the next one? Calling docket number PC 17-7, Boston Fish Market, 412 North Milwaukee Avenue. Minor site plan and appearance approval of facade modifications. Brooke,
I would invite the petitioner.
petitioner? Good evening. If you could state your name and business address?
Sure, my name is Simon Batistage, that's B-A-T-I-S-T-I-C-H, address 475 South Frontage Road, Burr Ridge, Illinois.
Great. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, we came before you before, and thank you for your help. And we now have developed the drawings and submitted for permit. As we did it, there were two minor variations or alterations.
Yeah, don't say the word variation.
They're not variations. They're just further develop the prints. When there's the first part is along Milwaukee. There's a small mechanical room that comes forward toward Milwaukee, and there's a rooftop unit on it. So, and there's a couple signs that are hiding that rooftop unit. So when we developed the drawings, we thought it best to remove those two signs and then wrap that also with the stone, that area, and extend a parapet up to hide the rooftop units. And you could see that in one of the drawings there. I put a word sign on there. I'm sure that Boston Fish Market is going to put some signage into the building or on the building at some point. They'll come back, for a sign permit. But we're just showing you that it's not detailed architecturally. It's kind of I think it's about a 5-foot high wall. That's the parapet, but there will be a sign on that. The intent is to put a sign on that. And again, that hides the rooftop unit and it just cleans up the building over there. The second alteration is on the dining room expansion or the porch expansion. When we first came to you, we were just going to keep the same roof line and extend out, which was like a sloping roof, more of a residential look to it. When we got into developing it, the roof to us just overwhelmed the building because we were coming forward another 11, 12 feet. It became too much roof on that side. So we developed the drawings to bring the stone wrapping around it, put a little more glass to make it more of a porch feel to it, an inside-outside feel, a lot of light in that room. And then we went with the flat roof look to it, which again ties back to that bump out along Milwaukee. So it's a similar design to that area. So those are the two modifications.
Great. Thank you. Commissioner Dorban.
You didn't happen to bring any, any panels of what you're doing, so we can look at it and see it?
Of the material?
Yes.
The material is the same as we had submitted last time, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it.
Okay.
It's all stone. It's all stone veneer, and then the upper band will be a stucco that over the glass line.
Okay. I think it's going to be a great improvement. I think it's going to look very, very nice, and I appreciate it. I don't see any major questions about, the changes, so thank you.
Commissioner Powers.
I don't have anything right now. Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you. Are these windows operational? Are they going to be able to be opened up for fresh air in the summertime?
That's a good question. We've been back and forth on that. As they're drawn, they are fixed units. They may open. We kind of like the idea of opening it up so it's like an inside-outside. So I know we're getting some pricing on that.
And then screens and all that?
Exactly. So, and just to see if it's worth it. To tell you the truth, the owner, Louis, would like the feel of where we could open it up and get some air in there. So it's designed that way where it could, we could go that way.
And does this change anything on the interior plan that we saw?
It does not change. It's still the same plan.
Because we had a lot more
footprint.
doors before, and it sounded like people could come in and out of all of those doors that used to be on.
Well, that's the change. I mean, there were more doors on there because we were following the old. When we decided let's just go new with it, we took off those doors. Now we just have a door on the north, which is near the main entrance, and an exit door on the west.
Okay.
Which goes back into the parking lot.
Those are my only questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Zangara.
Thank you. I agree. I do like it. I like the windows. The question I have is, what's the roof made out of? The flat roof, what do you,
On top?
Yeah.
That'll just be a flat roof material. It's a single ply roof.
a single ply, not standing seam or anything?
No. It's basically flat behind the parapet. It's like a hidden roof. You don't see it. And so that'll be a white, single ply roof.
Which roof are you talking about? I'm talking about the new addition.
On the new addition? Yeah.
So it'll just be a flat,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, we no longer have that sloping roof that we've got.
But there will be a pitch to it for,
Oh, there's a pitch, yeah. It's a
Okay.
code, yeah. We have a 1/4 inch per foot pitch.
okay, I was just making sure, because that was the only thing I didn't see on there was the material for the actual
Okay.
roof, so. Other than that, I still think it's a great project, and I like the windows a lot better than those doors. I think I was the one that kept asking what all those doors were for last time, so, thank you. And looking forward to seeing it.
Good.
Commissioner Blanova.
I agree with with all of you. I don't have any other questions. Great project, looks good.
Thank you. Commissioner Creech.
The fascia material over the new windows on the porch, it has on the plan cement board siding.
Yeah. It's like a hardy board siding.
Is that what you're going to use there
It
as
is,
well?
yeah.
Okay.
And the colors, we didn't bring a board, but it's going to match what we are proposing for before on the coolers on the outside. Everything will be the same color, which is a beige, and something that works with that stone. And I don't know if you've driven past, you see the stone now. It's that, Lannon stone look to it. And so everything will have the beige color to it.
That's all I have.
So, okay, that's what I thought. And the hardy board, you said hardy board?
The hardy board is, when we call cement board siding, which is like a hardy board, and that is only on not the upper part, but just right on top of the windows, we have a piece of
Okay,
board.
okay.
Then the top part would be stucco,
Okay, EFS.
ephes.
Okay, great. That's what I thought I had read, but I just wanted verification. Okay.
So which is it?
No, there's two different materials. We have right on top of the windows, that's not ephes or a stucco, just the head of the window, that 1 foot piece. When you come up, the canopy
Right,
that
I see that.
overhangs, the canopy that overhangs, that is all stucco or ephes,
Okay.
the parapet.
On my drawing, it says cement board siding above for the fascia.
Okay.
Which are those two, like,
Yeah, no,
two-foot
those-
sections?
Yeah, that will all be, that's all going to be ephes.
Should we change that?
Yeah, you could note it on there.
Do we?
Because the staff report states that it's hardy board like the plan notes. So is everyone comfortable with the EFS? It would be,
No,
there's 2 EFS boards here? Is that
Correct.
correct?
Yeah, there's two
The horizontal
steps.
boards
Yeah, there's 2
are made
steps
of
to that.
EFS.
And the soffit
And soffit,
and venting,
correct.
and that would be the same as you have over your mechanical room, right?
That's what we show in the mechanical room also. Yes.
Okay.
Just to make sure that we're square here. This picture here, the lower board, that is hardy board, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And then the top is EFS.
Correct.
Okay. And is that how it is? That's the way I read it, but let me find it. Just to make sure that we're. Cement board, it actually does, on the drawing, it doesn't. On the drawing, it just reads cement board siding. It does not on this right here. But this doesn't. Yeah, but they're 2 separate materials.
Right. Right, so the plan as shown is not what they're proposing. It states that those boards are hardy board or a cement board, and in fact, they're proposing EFS.
We are proposing EFS.
So that would be a condition of approval that I'm noting if
Right.
the plan commission
Okay,
accepts that.
okay. Well, my opinion is that it's off the ground. It's not close to the ground, so from my perspective, that seems right. Does anybody have any issues with that? Does everybody understand what we're talking about? Brooke, if you could not highlight or point out on your,
These two.
Well, it's a much more practical application.
right. Right, those two bands are ephes. And above the windows is hardy board, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
There was an evolution in these drawings too. At one time, we were thinking of cement board, and then we went with the ephes because of practicality. It just made more sense.
Sometimes evolution, though, causes us,
I understand that. I apologize.
so,
Yeah.
because well, this is a minor site plan approval?
Yes.
Okay. We just want to ensure that what is in the drawing is what we're approving, and we have a condition now because somebody relies on these drawings and the conditions to go and look at it when it's done. So we realize that there's evolutions, but we try to slow down evolution when it comes to us. Okay. Does everybody understand? Does anybody have any issues with what is being proposed in our condition? Okay. Any other questions?
Do we need to put something in the conditions as far as their choice of windows? To give them the option?
Of making them open or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the plan states if they are fixed or,
I believe the plan in the schedule calls out for fixed windows, but we are getting prices both ways.
It shows
To put sliding windows, they'd be the same size and it would look the same because now there's a center mall. They would just be sliding.
Again, the plan says fixed, so we should, to Commissioner Johnson's point, I believe,
We want to make sure they have that option.
I thought I had seen it. That's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the other window. Let's see. Just put it in. Doesn't say fixed. Well, let's just put it in there. Just make it easy, that the windows will either be fixed or have the ability to open, fixed or unfixed. I don't know.
Is that broken then?
They have the ability to have them open.
Operables usually will.
Operable. Thank you very much.
okay.
So what are the two conditions, Brooke?
Number one, horizontal boards above porch addition windows may be ephes, not cement board as indicated on plan. And two, porch windows may be fixed or operable.
Great, thank you. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Dorban, second by Commissioner Johnson. Mr. Secretary?
Commissioner Dorban,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Powers votes yes. Commissioner Zangaro,
Yes.
Commissioner Bonova,
Yes.
Commissioner Creech,
Yes.
Chairman Rafato.
Yes. Thank you. You'll have something to sign.
Okay, thank you.
And that one is yours, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience.
Thanks.
And then we take that up after the review.
Yes, we'll contact you when it's ready.
Bye-bye.
Approval of minutes, April 13th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Other business? Brooke?
I have nothing.
Okay. I'm going to start off just one thing. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you.
An easy meeting. Other business, Commissioner Johnson.
I have nothing, sir.
Commissioner Blanova.
You have nothing, sir.
Commissioner Powers.
I have nothing.
Commissioner Zangara.
Just welcome, and just wanted to extend prayers out to the seventh grader that got hit by the car the other day.
Yeah.
You know, I know we talked about, like, especially when we did like the Northgate crossing, you know, we talked about doing those crosswalk things, and this is a good example of why we should kind of have them.
Was he in a crosswalk?
He was in the crosswalk, the two eastbound cars were stopped, letting him cross. One westbound lane was stopped, and the other car just went through.
Yep. That's, I see that all the time on 83, where the path is and I've attempted to stop for people, and the cars coming behind me are barreling that you really can't stop. Something has to be done, and I know that's a state, those are state streets, but where we have the opportunity to do that in the village, we should be doing that. When our streets have a crosswalk that we maintain, we need to put those things there. The state's not going to do it, so the county's not going to do it, and where we have the opportunity, we have to do that. In Mount Prospect, people are going to get killed, and I don't know what to do. It's again, another unmandated law that's going through, that's been in the books for years, but nobody adheres to it. The only place where you see it is when they have signs like that. Florida, Wisconsin, I see it a lot in small towns. It's just, we have to do that. And in this case, and it was a 17-year-old kid, and, rules of the road, don't read them, and, it's almost like texting. But anyway, but that's a good point. Commissioner Creech.
I have nothing.
Commissioner Dorban.
Actually, I would like to bring up again that the Plan Commission do a tour of the village, of the things that we've done well, and I think we've done a lot well, but I think there are things that we might want to look at and see if we could have improved on them, or if we can improve on something going forward.
Yes, I agree.
Please let me know if you have any specific sites that you would like to tour,
Okay.
and then we'll integrate that into our
Great.
our
That's a
path.
good point.
So everybody who has a spot that they want to look at, send them to
Or
Jim,
questions about it,
yeah,
and we can prepare for that.
Jim, or, I don't know, should that go to you, Brooke? Or
It should come to me.
Yeah, go to Brooke, yeah.
So send it to, so we can do that while the weather's good. Also, not just a tour in a van, but it's also extremely valuable to be in a fire truck, to go into communities that are especially tight, to see how difficult it is for fire apparatus to get in and out of different areas. I think it gives you an extremely different perspective on the allowance for fire apparatus in different areas, and not to allow some of these complexes that are coming in to make their streets too narrow. Because I think it just, by going there, you have to have a physical feel of what it feels like in a fire truck to know how difficult it is for them to maneuver.
Might not be able to do both of those at the same time.
No, probably not.
Right. Thank you. Brooke, I only have one thing. A couple of months ago, we approved Dundee Hot Dogs, the sign.
Yes.
Okay. They're supposed to clean and repaint the facade before they put that sign up.
Right.
It looks terrible. They did nothing. They just threw the sign up without any regard to the facade as it was. and we need to enforce that.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
I should have taken, it's so bad that you can see it from Dundee, how bad it looks. So. And also, don't forget, this happened to be in my packet, I've got RSVP. Not this Saturday, next Saturday, May 6th, is the open house for Indian Trails Public Library. It is from 10 to 2, I'm sorry. So,
And if you haven't been there, you need to go and see it. It's absolutely magnificent.
yes, and thank you for bringing that up, but I have another thing. So speaking of the library, the park next, the nice park, beautiful park by the Park District. So my wife and I were walking there a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like they're done, but two things that I thought were in our plans, and I haven't been able to find them, is I thought they were going to make a path from that park to the library.
I think
Property.
that's still in the works.
Pardon?
I think that's still in the works.
Okay, well, I got to tell you, it looks like it's just all grass, so it doesn't look like there are any works
Yeah.
going on. Because you can start seeing a path that people are walking on the grass, and I thought that was there. And then I thought they were going to put some type of markers on the path to tell you how far it is.
You're right. I think you're right about that.
We've asked for that on a lot of the park projects. They were going to do that at North Park too, and
And they
never
haven't?
happened.
Yeah, so I don't know how to go about doing that. As the village, I mean, that's something that we approved in our plans.
I'm pretty sure we made that a condition, did we not?
I'm not certain if it was a condition, but I know that we've asked for that, and they said yes. So,
Okay, I will, first of all, do some research on what was approved, and then, yeah, I'll take a look at it and get back to you on that.
okay. It's a very nice park. The facilities for the kids are marvelous.
The inside of the library, one section for the younger children, it actually is like a Kohl's Children's Museum inside the library. It is really, really impressive.
Every
Can't
time I go
say-
by there, there's a ton of cars,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
They're reinventing themselves, which is what needed to happen, so,
Great boom for our village.
yep. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.